So here's the setup. I have an iPhone. I have this corded phone. I have this Cell2Jack adapter, and just for demonstration purposes, I have this portable battery pack. But the purpose of it was to create a system for one of my clients who is visually impaired, so she's totally blind, and she had a stroke, so she has issues with memory, and she has an iPhone that she wants to use independently, and she's having a hard time learning the Siri commands, and especially if Siri throws her a curve, like if she says call Francine, and then Francine has two different contact numbers under her profile and contacts, Siri will ask which one, which really throws this client off because of the cognitive issues she experiences, or she started to experience after her stroke. So I wanted to have a system where she can just use basically her same phone number, but with a corded phone. So the only thing that's required with this system, in addition to your cell phone, is the corded phone, and I'll link it in the description, and a power source. You don't have to have a power bank like I do, but you can plug it into the wall. And then here, this Cell2Jack. So this is how the phone is laid out, and then I'll demonstrate how it works. So this phone here from Amazon has 9 buttons at the top. So 8 of the buttons are programmable, so you can put phone numbers into them. And then the 9th button is an SOS button, so you can also program it to dial a certain number for emergencies. And then toward the bottom of the 9 buttons, you have a standard dial pad. So that dial pad is to the right of the handset. Okay. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have your asterisk and 0, and then you have a pound sign button. So next to that, you have a red LED in use. So when the handset is up, it shows a red light, or a red light comes on. And then below that, you have buttons: auto, store, speaker, flash, and redial. So I won't go into extreme depth with every single button for our demonstration for this video, but I want to show you the basic concept. So the iPhone is connected via Bluetooth to this Cell2Jack, and the RJ11 cord from the phone is plugged into the Cell2Jack device. And then there's a power cord going in as well, USB power going into the Cell2Jack. And that's pretty much it. So like I said, you can just instead plug this into the wall or a different power source using an adapter. And then you can go ahead and start using the phone. So here we go. With everything connected, I'm going to show you how it has a dial tone. So I'm going to pick it up. So you hear it has a dial tone. And it also has a speaker button. So my client only has to press 2 buttons. For example, this here, I went ahead and flipped the picture over, but if you can print something that small, you can if you want, but it's optional. But I placed a bump dot on it, so I programmed a phone number into it. So all my client would have to do is either raise the handset, put it to her ear, and then press the button to dial automatically, or she can press the speaker button and then press the dot, the bump dot. So the first one will be programmed, for example, to her husband. And like that, it will ring.
Thanks so much for calling. Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as possible.
Hey there, just trying out my new phone. I'll call you later. Bye. And now here's an incoming call. The iPhone is ringing. Hello. And of course, I wanted just to show you all what was written on here, but you can also add a bump dot here, but we'll demonstrate how to answer using the speaker. Hello? And you hang up the same way.
Please enter your password, then press pound. You have no messages in your mailbox. Main menu. To send a message, press 2. To create a greeting, press 3.
So here's some bump dots that I got on Amazon. And then here's another option if you want to use one of these small raised stickers I got from Target. You can put them on the buttons, or you can use something like this, but I think this is going to be too big. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll try it. But yeah, for now, we'll go ahead and use this bump dot that feels like a square, so you'll teach your client or whoever is using the phone what the differences are. And here I went ahead and used some gems to add additional tactile markers to the memory buttons. So again, for the first button, I have a number programmed, and this is just a round bump dot. In the second one, I have a gemstone. And then if you want to be creative and the person knows Braille, this is the letter B in Braille, so dots 1 and 2. So B for Bob. And then you can use dots 1, 2, and 4 for F for Francine, for example. And then you could use dots 2, 3, 4 made in gemstones, S for Sam, etc. So you can do that, or you can leave it blank. Maybe they remember the positioning, but if someone is totally blind or visually impaired and would benefit from it, I think this is a good way to go. And you also have the option of using a very standard home phone. So this is the 80s style phone with the basic dial pad, and it has a little light here on it, but you can also adjust the volume on the handset if you wanted to for the earpiece. But it also works in the same exact way. You just plug in the RJ11 from the phone, so the RJ11 cord, and it works like a charm. Because this one does not have a memory, you can just dial your phone number to get your voicemail, or you can ask SIRI, to play your voicemail. So play my recent voicemail. And from there, I just pick up the handset.
Here it is.
Very cool. So I can hear the voicemail through the handset. So all I have to do is ask SIRI to play my recent voicemail, and then pick this up and I can listen to them. That is so cool.